Good morning, everybody. We are back where we normally are. About to do the morning run. I'm feeling really good. Feeling energized. Getting loose. Let's go up to 2. Let's go up to 2 and get those legs going. Checking all my systems. Feet good. Calves good. Quads, hamstrings good. My knees feel good. Just gotta get warmed up. My back feels good. Shoulders, arms, everything's feeling pretty good. Not bad for an old man here. Not bad. Gotta position the camera just a little. Let me just see something here. Let me just make sure we are. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Let's get it on. Let's go to 3. Get those legs moving. Get that blood pumping. It's so funny because I just wish I could just jump ahead 10, 15 minutes to when I have a full sweat going. That's when you feel the best. Oh man, right now, cold. Yeah, I just want to get nice and warm. That's when you start getting into cruise control. When you first start, you feel like a little robot. You gotta get those joints and that muscle moving. And this ain't the whiz, ain't the Tin Man. I start out as a Tin Man, but then I end up like Michael Jackson was. I start out as stiff, so then it changes. Just like we're gonna change right now. Okay. This is where it begins. The journey of running our 6 miles, right guys? Let's go. Hopefully you're on a nice walk, a jog or something, but a treadmill, something, and moving too. We're gonna do 60 minutes. You see, just like that, we're halfway through the first minute. No, minutes aren't that long, guys. When you really look at it, minutes are not that long. We're only going to do 60 of them. So, in 15 seconds, we've already done the first minute. See? Just like that. So if we just repeated everything we just did 59 more times, the run is over. So, let's go. Strap on those shoes. Make it your goal today to do something positive, do something meaningful that helps your life. It's crazy because yesterday, there's this thing where every time I get a car wash, it rains. Weird. Really weird. And I've been waiting for it to rain too, so it can wash away all that excess salt and those pellets from when it snowed. I mean, you just wonder sometimes how these water treatment facilities can even operate. I've seen a show about New York City's water treatment facility. It was pretty incredible, but it still makes you think, how are they getting rid of all the pollutants out of the water? They said they did, but I don't know. You see the condition of some of the people walking around New York. I don't know. That water might be affecting them somehow. Just a thought. Yeah. See, guys, just gotta get that body moving. Get it grooving. once the body starts to move, brain starts to groove. I heard that from Jim Quick, the memory expert. Whew. See, I'm already starting to feel good. All the way. Just gonna put one foot in front of the other. See, that was 3 minutes. When I even, yeah, we just started. You gotta just say, I'm gonna do it, and just do it. You can't sit back and wait for things to happen. Trust me, I've been there. You're sitting, you're stuck in your head, and you want to go and work out or do something physical, but you have these blockages, something stopping you from doing it. You gotta ask yourself what that is. What's stopping you from moving forward and going out and breaking a sweat, you know? It's really, really important. You know that. So what's holding you back? You know what they say? They say that people need at least 150 to 200 minutes of level 2 cardio. Level 2 cardio is a nice brisk walk, a little hike, a slow jog. Level 2 cardio isn't that crazy. It's pretty much what I'm doing right now, where you can still, well, it's a little bit, like you can hold a conversation, and then most people consider level 2 cardios where you can still just breathe out of your nose. See, right now, I can't just breathe out of my nose. I'm in level 3. So I have to, my breathing has to pick up a little bit. But I can still talk. See, level 4, level 5. Now you're getting up into a whole other range of high intensity stuff. So right now, I'm not in high intensity. I'm in endurance mode. This is endurance mode where I can run like this for a couple hours. This is endurance mode. I'm not overexerting myself. My heart rate is stable. My breathing is good. I can still talk. Cold. And this is like cruise control. You know, just cruising along. This is like putting your car in cruise control. Y'all know that. So, $150 to 200 minutes of level 2 cardio, which you can do. Again, go for a walk. Make it a little challenging one where it has a few little hills. You're good to go. But that's what they suggest you need every week to maintain a real strong ticker. But the first thing you gotta do is get out of your own way and start moving. Work your way up. Don't worry about nothing else. Just get up and go. That's how I began my journey. I just finally got up and just went. And just decided that I was gonna do better. I was gonna do way better because I was the only one suffering with the decisions that I was making, the behavior pattern I was in. Man, I was all over the place. I had no navigation system. To be quite honest, for a few years, it got pretty bleak. Up to the point where, after a couple hard episodes, I mean, I think I almost checked out of this place. You know? Word up. I almost checked out the hotel people. Or the hotel almost checked me out. One or the other. Yeah, I think it was the other. Hotel was like, my man, you ain't paying your bill. You got to go. What's the bill? In life, the bill is hard work. The bill is discipline. The bill is you have to earn it. The bill is that you have to get out every day and prove to yourself and the world that you're worth it. That's the bill that you gotta pay. I wasn't paying it for a good decade. A good decade. In my 40s, I stopped paying the bill. I was pretty good up to that point. My 30s, I was good. My 40s, forget about it. Started living crazy. I got the photos to show. When I first started going a little bit, well, a lot left. I went from this guy who had the appearance that, you know, he had his shit together, to a guy who just looked like a shell of himself. I went through this process, guys. Still going through it. There's no finish line. I'm still going through it. I'm with you. I'm only here for anybody that needs to hear this. Everybody else, hey, if you got it together, you good, man, great job. Great job. You don't need to hear this. If you sitting there like, what is this guy talking about? Everybody knows that. You think? I was just talking to someone just a few days ago that told me that what I was saying to him, a lot of people needed to hear. And it was kind of these same sentiments. People need to hear this. Because a lot of times you think people know, but they really don't. I think they know, but they haven't dug deep enough to find that source of their strength. They haven't. And people need to hear it. Even if it's one person that is inspired, it's worth it. And the other day, I had the extreme pleasure and opportunity to inspire somebody with my story, my journey. So all I'm doing is sharing my story. You gotta write yours. So this is for anyone who still sits back believing that they can't, because you can. But you can't let fear hold you back. You can't let fear hold you back. You gotta believe in yourself and believe that you can do it. Belief is so much stronger than you think. See, people try to, naysayers and haters, you know, try to dump on confident people. You know, people like Primetime Deion Sanders. You know, he may not be everybody's cup of tea. I get it. No one is. But the brother has extreme confidence, and for some reason, it rubs people the wrong way. Not to say that even I agree with everything he does, because, hey, I don't agree with anybody 100%. We can always debate a few things here or there, but overall, the one thing that rubs people wrong mostly with Deion is because of what? His extreme belief in himself. Y'all don't get it. He has an extreme belief in himself because that's all he had at one point in his life. Do you guys understand this? He wouldn't be here. We wouldn't even know who he is if he didn't have that belief that is embedded in his heart and in his soul and in his mind. He believed that he would become who he is because he became it. He talks about waking up and inventing and creating the primetime character because he knew that people that played his position, which was cornerback, not quarterback, cornerback, they didn't make much money. So he decided to create a persona and bring the attention to himself and grow the position. How many people in history have done that? Deion grew a position by growing himself. He grew a position. You think there would be a Jalen Ramsey if it wasn't for Deion Sanders? You crazy? You wouldn't even know his name. You think there would be you look at, what was the guy from the Redskins? Darryl. Oh, Lord. Memory. Come on, memory, don't fail me. The Redskins had a really fast quarterback back in the day. It'll come. But Deion Sanders had such a level of belief in himself that it literally rubs people the wrong way. Imagine that. Imagine you have so much confidence. You ain't hurt nobody. You ain't doing nothing to nobody else. But other people get mad because he's so confident. That's crazy. Then that shows you what belief can do. Because people don't want a mirror shined in front of them. Oh, I dropped my towel. Hold on. Deion talks about how his confidence is off-putting to some people. And it's because it's like he's shining a mirror in front of them. And they see what they either could have became or they want to become. That's what they see. And they see how far they need to go. That's all it is. There's got to be one of the three. What else could it be? Because if they didn't care, they wouldn't care. So that's how powerful belief is. You believe in yourself, you start to grow. You're gonna watch the gap widen between you and anyone else in your sphere of influence. So the one thing when you look at Deion, with all the attention he gets, especially the last couple years, as his journey in this college football world continues, he's probably had the most amount of negativity that he's ever experienced in his playing career and everything, because social media has amped it all up. There's way more voices. So the one thing I noticed is that under all this intense scrutiny and pressure, he still is the same dude. He don't give a shit. He's still moving. Like, you don't have to like him. You don't have to follow him. But just pay attention to him. You look at him, he ain't changed. He don't look sad, mad. He always talks with hope, aspiration. He always talks about goals and leading with positivity. He always bats down the negative. Do you guys watch this or pay attention to this? That's his real secret power or superpower. That's what we need to learn from. You need to learn from. Because he has no fear. He has no fear of failure because he works so hard. See, you lose the fear of failure when you have high work ethic. Because when you have high work ethic, you know you are actively participating in making your dreams and your goals, making them reality. You're actively participating. That doesn't mean everything's going to go your way all the time. What that means is you're upping the probability. See, the world is all probabilities, guys. When I grew up in the hood, it was probable that I could get caught up in the streets, get hooked on drugs, could have been selling drugs, could have got caught selling drugs and gone to jail. I could have been killed. I could have ended up in a gang. Like, coming from the inner city, you know, black neighborhoods, I could have had an unwanted pregnancy early in my life. Like, the probability of these things happening, at least in my mind, were very high. And what I've seen in my community, very high. Going to jail, getting locked up, or dying before I was 21. It's actually a saying. It's a theme in the black community that the deck is stacked so much against us that we'll be lucky if we make it out our teens. Isn't that crazy? Now, I don't know how true or false that statement is, or even thinking that. It's a whole nother discussion. But I do know that I believed it. See, belief. I believed it. And when you believe in something so strong, it changes and it dictates how you move. Your behavior pattern starts to match what your belief system is. So, since I believed that most likely I would be dead or in jail by the time I was 21, then that justified all my reckless behavior, because I felt like each day after like 16, 17, 18, each day was house money. Because I'm like, hey, well, what's the worst that can happen? I've already been told by society that I have no value and that I'm gonna be dead anyway soon. So you might as well, you know, live life to the fullest. Do whatever you need to do. If you don't have it, just go take it without earning it. Rob, steal, and all that. Go ahead, bro. It can't hurt. You know, you're gonna end up, you know, in a untimely demise anyway. Go ahead, bro. See, I believe that. And then once I got into college, started, you know, playing ball, being part of a team, coaches telling you you have value, people getting patted on the back, and, you know, getting that positive reinforcement. You start to believe something else. I start to believe that, yo, wait, I can contribute something out here. And wait, I'm not destined and doomed to die, to be in jail, stuck in the hood. That's not my destiny. I changed my beliefs. And your beliefs will change many times in your life. Because I had that belief all the way into like my mid-30s. I had that belief. I had the belief that I could do anything. I carried myself with pride, dignity, and respect. But it was, once I had some kids, you know, the reality of that set in. There was so much work to be done. I was very, just struggling to provide, but still chasing my dreams. It's very rough. But these are choices that I made. So I'm not boo-hooing it. It just is what it is. And my belief system shifted to, well, now I believe that the main thing is that I just make sure I provide for my family. I am no longer first. I put myself behind my family because I believed that that was the order of things. As a man, I just needed to provide at all costs, even my own. Even if I was the one that was going to be laid down on the pavement. As long as it was for the betterment of my family, then that's my role. I believed it. And then that's what happened. Wow. I grinded myself down to the bone, making sure that I could provide all the resources to my family. I almost pushed myself over the ledge. Almost. Because I replaced all the good things that I was doing in my life. Playing basketball multiple times a week with my guys, being active, riding my bike. Up to that point, I had never really drank. I wasn't a big drinker. Would have a drink with the friends every now and then, but wasn't into it. I was introduced to coffee, and then the circle of friends I was in, a lot of nightlife, weed, and alcohol, and then a lot less sleep. Guys, it was a recipe for disaster, because not only was I now not exercising at all, which meant I was getting bigger and I was eating all kinds of stuff. And I don't know about anyone else, but when I used to smoke weed, boy, those munchies hit. I would eat anything. Oh my goodness. All the humanity. It was just disgusting. So I was gaining weight at a rapid pace. I'm not active no more. I'm overeating the wrong things. Oh boy, what a combination. And not getting sleep, staying up late at night, stressed out about what's next, smoking weed, drinking Jack. There you go. You want a recipe for destruction? There it is. I did that from about 2000, I would say from about 2005 all the way up to 2017, 18. Yep. A good 12 years of that. Wasn't good, guys. I got photos throughout all those years that show when I was totally off my game. Because I thought I was living up to my belief that don't matter. As long as the kids, the family, everybody's good. As long as Sabrina's good, the kids are good. That's all that matters. But I was killing myself at the same time. Think about it. What good am I to them if I'm sick or dead? None. None. But that's the power of belief. I still believed I was being a good guy. Because I was being good to everyone else. But was I really a good guy if I'm not being good to myself? That's the biggest change that happened for me. Because when my heart issues reached a level where I had to make a decision on where my life was going, you know, I was going to the cardiologist and he would tell me, yo, you are my youngest patient. And I'm like, for real? You gotta get your life together, bro. I knew it. The day he said that to me, I was like, I looked around the room and he was right. It was all old people, yo. Like grandma and grandpa was up in there with canes and walking sticks and all kinds of, man, I was like, yo, this is my future. I saw it sitting in the waiting room. I saw it that this is my life now. I'm gonna be coming to the cardiologist every other month just to get the batteries in my pacemaker changed. Are you kidding me? It was then that I found out about a procedure that could possibly reverse my condition. And I was like, let me think about it. So I had two choices. I had an irregular heartbeat. All right? You see the commercials now on TV called AFib. That's what I have, AFib. I believe it was caused by over-consuming caffeine in coffee and drinking Red Bulls. Like, I'd drink like 3 cups of coffee by the early afternoon. And then I'd drink a Red Bull. Like, I was killing myself. I was taking in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of milligrams of caffeine every day. And I was 60 pounds overweight. So my heart couldn't take it. And what it did was it started fighting back in the form of irregular heartbeat. So I would get these odd beats all the time. Like 1 out of every 3, well, 1 out of every 4 beats was like an off beat. Boom, 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 boom. And then, if you don't know, when your heart is beating each pulse, the rhythm of that pulse, if your rhythm is normal, that means you're in sinus. That's what they call it. So if your heart is beating boom, 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 in rhythm, you're in sinus. So when you're not in sinus, and your heart is beating irregularly, the real danger of that is that when your heart is pumping the blood, boom, each beat is a pump. When it's pumping that blood, a hesitation in that mechanical system where it doesn't fire on time, the major issue is that it can cause blood clots. And blood clots are the leading contributor to strokes and heart attacks. So even though my heart was still pumping, technically, when that irregular beat was a ticking time bomb in my body. And I was walking around with that thing for about a year and a half and managing it with medication. So my first heart episode, they were able to, shock me back into sinus. Then I went home the next day and resumed my same destructive life. Can you believe that? Didn't stop smoking weed, didn't stop drinking, didn't stop the caffeine. Just was like, oh, that was just a little speed bump, a little blip on the radar. Then a few years later, about maybe a year and a half later, here comes. So I was living, and I was like, okay, I'm back to normal. That was just a one-off. Then it happened again, and you had to call 911 on the gurney, ambulance, hospital, and same thing. I wake up, and they said they shocked me back into rhythm. But especially when you're in the ER, those doctors, they're there just to get everybody stable. They don't treat you long term. You gotta get admitted for that. So it ain't like the doctor gave me any lectures or anything about my lifestyle, because at that point he didn't have the history. He was just trying to make sure I didn't die right there on his table. And what did I do? Came home, got back to the same bullshit. I'm not making this up, guys. Because I was still thinking, I'm young. This ain't stopping me. I'm living. And again, still have a little bit of that. I'm living on, house money. Because hey, I'm a black man and I'm in my 30s. So what? It's a big deal. But then the third episode, the doctor told me, because I had to get admitted after this one, the doctor told me, like, yo, you gotta get it together. If this keeps happening, you're putting yourself at more and more of a risk for stroke or heart attack. And he gave me some options. He said, most likely, because I was already on a pill regimen. I was taking like 4 pills, 5 pills, hated it. And those pills have side effects, so I didn't feel my best self. But the doctor told me, and I said, well, I gotta take these pills forever? He said, yeah, most likely you'll be taking these pills for the rest of your life. And that made me know that I had to make a change. Because I was like, do you know, for me, I don't know about me, you guys, but taking pills, it's psychologically, no matter how you feel, it makes you feel sick. Because you just this act of having to go to a bottle every day and pick up a pill that in your mind you're thinking is the only thing keeping you alive. I hated it because it made me feel like I was sickly. So my goal was to get off the pills. So I asked the doctor, well, is there anything else? And he told me about this procedure called the cardiac ablation. And cardiac ablation was performed by 2 surgeons. Well, hold on. Whew. Cardiac ablation is a medical procedure that they do to correct certain types of heart rhythm disorders. Arrhythmias. Like I had AFib, a certain type of arrhythmia. And what they do is they take a catheter with electrodes on the tip and they guide it through blood vessels to the heart. Imagine that. So they went in, there was 2 surgeons. One of them went in at my groin, a little small cut down there, and one of them went right in my chest. You can still see the scar. One of them went right in here and then tunneled right up to the heart. So they have a catheter, and that thing has a camera on it as well, so they can see. So what they're doing is going in there so that they can take, like, disrupt some of the signals so that when my heart fired, the electrical signals, they will be directed to the right place. And sometimes you gotta kind of create some scar tissue so that you can create new paths. Especially where it's that heart tissue is causing abnormal electrical system signals. And by destroying those abnormal areas, the heart rhythm can be restored to normal. I was put under anesthesia. It was 2 surgeons. It was a 6-hour procedure. One surgeon did the first 3. The second surgeon came in and did the last 3. So it was real. Success rate, he said, I think was around 70% for the most part. He had patients that he had done that procedure on that were years post-op, still in sinus. So I was like, you know what? Let's do it. So I believe that I changed my belief to now, instead of I was okay with dying, I wanted to live. I wanted to live. All right? I wanted to live. And the doctor gave me that option. I took because I wanted to live. And I didn't want to take pills every day. I go, oh man. I wanted to avoid that at all costs. So that's what made me start understanding that this is real. And around that same time, a friend of mine who was also dealing with a heart issue, and he was in great shape. He was, he got sick at the gym working out, and he eventually passed shortly after having a heart episode at the gym. And Mike was a good dude. Mike was a great dude. I lived on his block. he and I used to talk, have great conversations in the morning time when we would be out walking our dogs. And we were sharing our heart stories and encouraging each other. And at the same time, Mike was going through his thing, and I was going through mine. We were both experiencing the same type of thoughts. Like, we felt like we weren't that old and didn't want to take all these pills. And I found out from his wife that Mike had recently stopped taking his pills because he was sick and tired of it. He thought that maybe the pills was causing the problem. You know, these pharmaceutical companies, you know, these side effects can really, really put you off your game. And he figured he was gonna work it off. Go exercise harder, work harder. But if anybody knows, you know, you can't be on a pill regimen and go off cold turkey. You gotta be weaned off certain medications that you've been taking over time on a regular basis. Smaller dosages, longer durations in between takes before you're off. Apparently Mike just stopped taking his pills against doctor's orders. And then that happened. And when I found that out, that's the day I went in, made the appointment. Well, the day I made the appointment. And then a couple days later, I went to the doctor. And then I agreed to do the procedure. But the procedure was going to be a few months out. But at that point, I really rushed into the doctor because I had did, without even knowing what Mike was doing, I had also stopped taking my pills. I was on a blood thinner, Xarelto, and another drug called metoprolol. And I had to take both of those daily so that my blood was thinner so that they could travel through my vessels and through the heart easier, since I still had the irregular heartbeat. I literally stopped taking it because I was thinking the same thing. Man, how do I know if my body is back to normal, if I'm still, or can get back to normal if I'm taking these pills? So I want to see if I could just live and my body adjust, not knowing that that could have been my demise. And I was still, I remember the day I found out about Mike. It was in the middle of the summer. It was like 90-some degrees, humid, hot. It was in August. And I was at the park, at Berry Lane Park in Jersey City, hooping with my overweight fat ass. Out there with the young dudes. Breathing hard as fuck, still hooping in A-field. Understand this. So I had learned to live with the fact that my heart skipped the beat all the time. I'm out there pushing my body to the limit. I could have died on that court that day. Easy. I had to catch my breath a couple times. Wasn't even thinking about it. And later that day, I heard about Mike. And I said to myself, oh my God. I stopped taking my pills too. Rita didn't even know. When I told her, she was like, what? You stopped taking the pills? Is you crazy? Because I didn't know about that weaning process. I just stopped taking them. And I called the doctor that day, set an appointment, let the nurse know, listen, I need a new script for the pills. ASAP. Because I was like, I gotta get back on the pills. Well, she couldn't do that. So I had to go to the doctor's appointment. Yeah. Oh yeah. The doctor was like, you did what? He's like, yo, you lucky to be alive, dude. So I feel like my life or my mission here in this form, there's something there. There's some purpose maybe that I haven't discovered. Maybe this is the purpose to share my story about how much of a knucklehead I was so that someone else doesn't fall victim to what happened to my boy Mike or what could have happened to me. Because I basically dodged a bullet. And if you really want me to be honest, if I didn't hear that story about Mike, I might not have ever, I would have never thought about it. And I probably would have ate it right now. I'd probably be even fatter, and I definitely wouldn't be on this camera running on a treadmill telling you my full story while running at 6 miles an hour. I can guarantee you that wouldn't have been the case. So I share because I care. That is it. I share because I care about people. I care about sharing my life experiences so that it can help others. There's so many things I've learned through this journey that I can hopefully inspire people to move forward. Again, and the reason I didn't get the surgery the first time, because I was scared. I had a fear, and what if the surgery goes bad? You know? So, to jumpstart my life and come into this next chapter, I had to get over that fear. I had to get over that fear and rebuild myself. And that's exactly what I'm in the process of doing. I think I'm doing a good job of it, but I got more work to do. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just trying to let you know, if you ever feel stuck like in neutral, first gear, unable to move forward towards your dreams, your ambitions, you're not alone. Because many of us find ourselves paralyzed with fear, doubt, limited beliefs. We're just unable to take that first step. But people, here's the thing. Staying stuck isn't an option if you want to make progress. It just isn't. So you got to find the time to break that cycle, break free from all those, shackles of uncertainty and hesitation, and take charge of your destiny. You got to do it. That's what I did. Overcame my fear. I had fear of the unknown, which most people have. But just remember, growth lies beyond your comfort zone. Growth lies beyond your comfort zone. All right? You gotta embrace the fear. Acknowledge it. It's there. but just acknowledge it. And then just bulldoze past it. Like Emmitt Smith. Get that ball, tuck it, and it just go. You'll be amazed at what you can achieve when you refuse to let anything hold you back. Because once you crush that doubt, because let's face it, doubt is the enemy of progress. That's the biggest enemy. Instead of dwelling on what could have been or what could go wrong, focus on what could go right. Believe in yourself and your abilities. Because you're more capable than you think you are. There's more in the tank. It's more deep down. You gotta dig to get it though. That's what they say. You gotta dig deep. Yep. That's what you gotta do. And once you dig deep, then that's when you start hitting that Earth's crust. Oh yeah. Now what do you gotta do? You gotta shatter those limited beliefs. Shatter them. Those little voices in your head telling you that you're not good enough. You can't do this, you can't do that. You gotta take them and you gotta crush them, crumple them right to the ground. You gotta challenge those beliefs and replace them with empowering words that push you forward, that lift you up. You are worthy. Tell yourself that. I'm worthy. I'm worthy. I'm worthy of success, happiness, and fulfillment. I can have that, for sure. You can have it. You just gotta work. You gotta work on it. Good. Just remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Quick little side note. I've run over, I run 6 miles a day, every day. 6 times 365 is what? Ooh. That's like almost close to 2,000 miles a year, right? I've done that for 3 straight years, so I think I'm up to about 6,000 miles running. Like I can run from here to London, or I run the distance between here and London. Ain't that crazy? So remember, your journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So I'm telling you, pull out those running shoes, take a deep breath, get yourself ready, and leap into action. You can do it. Whether it's, you're starting a new project, you got a new passion that you've discovered, or making a life-changing decision. The only way to move forward is to take that leap of faith. You gotta take it. Don't let fear, doubt, and limited beliefs hold you back any longer. Your dreams are there, and they're waiting for you. And it's time to make them a reality. So, let's go, guys. Get up and start living today. And see what possibilities there are for you. Let's go. Plus, I enjoy all this time talking and running. We're only 3 minutes away. Yes. See? You gotta believe in yourself. That's what I say all day. Yo, Reese, you got this. You got this. It's 2 minutes left. You got this. You've been running for 57 minutes. You surely can run for 2 more. See? I got my full lather up now. Body is warm. I'm like right at my peak endurance level right now. Well, not my peak. I could probably go 7.5, but hey, I'm not here to break any records. I'm just here to get my normal fitness, burn 2 calories, and that's it. And then I'm out of here. 2 minutes left, guys. Thanks for joining me again. Hey, all I try to do is help and educate. And through my experiences and my journey to let you know that, hey, we're all human. None of us have any extra power. Just some of us are putting in the work and others are holding themselves back, doubting what they can do, limiting their possibilities. And I'm here to say that that's a terrible way to look at it and go about it. Because if you're somebody who's hurting and looking for ways to elevate your life, it's the only thing that's missing that you have to do. So you have to start getting your mind and your body right. They feed each other. The more your mind is right, helps you guide your decision making, so you can always stay pointed towards your goal. And your body is right, you're strong enough to pursue those goals. You have to have both. So get out of your head and all that negative self-talk. Learn how to talk to yourself, to empower yourself. Yo, both of my laces have come undone. I am so glad I got 10 seconds left because both of my shoelaces have come undone. But I didn't want to stop now because I'm so close. 3, 2, 1. Woo. There we go. Yes. Woo. That was awesome. That was awesome. Man, it's crazy. I didn't expect today to talk about my heart situation, but I did. Oh yeah, I got done right before 10 a.m. Listen, got started a little later today, guys, because I had some work to do last night. So I had to stay up a little later.
Yes.
I had to make up for that sleep. Because again, remember, sleep is important. Can't sacrifice the sleep. Oh. Okay. Oh man. So I'm going to thank you guys again for hanging out. I'm going to end this little run. Head upstairs and transition to my next thing. I'm not going to the gym today, I don't think. No, I have to go to the gym later because I got some work I got to get caught up on first. Then I'm going to go to the gym later. So, yeah, guys, thank you again for joining. If this is helpful, I'll keep doing it. But it's like I'm not doing anything because all I'm doing is what I'm doing normally. I'm just I have the camera set up to record it. So if anybody wants to watch it and use it as motivation, it's there for you. And that's it. But I just felt it really important that, there's so much content out there where people are talking about relationships and this and that and, girl culture, 304s and manosphere and all that stupid stuff. Kanye and all the celebrity gossip, and everybody's sitting down, and most of the people doing this content, they look like they need a lot of work. They got a lot of work doing themselves too, but they're but they're working that algorithm, spewing out all that negativity that they know people love. People just love a train wreck, yo. Well, I just figured I wanted to put some content out there that is positive and motivating. No frills. I'm not here to perform. I'm just here to spread love and show people that there is a way without overthinking it. And it's through hard work and consistency and discipline, and anything is possible. So, again, whether this, helps or not, I can't be the judge of that. All I know is that it's coming from a pure place. It's coming from my heart. I just want to share what I do on a daily basis without telling you about it. A lot of people sit at desks and tell you about it. Well, I want this here as a testament that I'm doing it so that you can know that I'm just not blowing smoke, and I'm not trying to get you just to click on something, just to click. I'm working, and I hope you're working. I hope when you watch this, you're running or walking or doing something physical. Yeah. So, yeah. That's today's run. Again, guys, don't let fear, doubt, and limited beliefs hold you back any longer. Your dreams are waiting. It's time to make them a reality. Okay? Jumpstart your life today and watch as the possibilities unfold right before your eyes. Okay? I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace out. Go. Okay. All right, look. That's.